If you create videos for your business and have spent a lot but seen a little results, I've got an explanation for you. The production company thought it was a success. Your boss loved it. The reality is, it was a failure. I've created videos that cost around this much for my clients and got about this many views for my clients. I'm going to explain today why that is. And it wasn't because the editing was bad, the video was bad. It's because of 3 reasons, which I'm about to get into. I see these all the time. To start things off, we really need to identify the mistakes so that we can fix them. This is really what businesses often prioritize, which is perfect production quality. They'll find someone who makes good-looking videos, they know what they're doing, they've got the crew, the cameras, the microphones, all that jazz, and then nothing really comes out of it. And the reason why is because they're approaching production with the wrong mentality. They create videos that look professional on the surface, but fundamentally they're sterilized, they're corporate, and they're just totally disconnected from any audience. Any audience. I mean, I can almost hear the corporate guitars in the background and the glass skyscrapers. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sure your video has more character than that, or at least it's up to the current trend, but it's still falling prey to the same problem, which is what people are looking for online is the human connection. They're looking for authentic storytelling, real conversations, and genuine engagement. So stop making expensive slop. You know, people have been using the term AI slop, and I think that's a very good term. I'm coining the term expensive slop because I hate to say it, but that's kind of what these corporations or companies are making is, they think if they just hire an expensive crew, spend a lot of money, then it will perform well. But really, it's just more shoveled slop. It just happens to look really good. The first mistake is you made a commercial, not a connection. Basically, what you made is a presentation. Now, presentations, they're meant to look professional in a professional environment, impress your boss, convince people who are literally stuck there of your idea, etc. But the reality is YouTube is a deeply human platform, and viewers are there voluntarily, and what they want is authenticity, even if it's rough around the edges. So they would rather have an iPhone video of a real person saying real things to the camera looking at the lens than a really excellent slideshow presentation talking about some corporate blah. A great analogy of this is a barbecue. YouTube is kind of like a barbecue. Everyone's there trying to make this connection with each other. They're trying to get each other's names, oh, how's your dog? Whatever. They're talking to each other, trying to make a connection with each other. That's YouTube. Now, how do you think a presentation would do at a barbecue? Not good. So the wrong approach is to stand on the table with a megaphone and read your resume. We were founded in 1998. We've served over 10,000 customers. Nobody cares. What people want is for you to join in on the conversation, on the dialogue, get to know people, and build up this little community. So here's the shift to fix the problem. Stop asking, how do we look professional? And start asking, how do we be human? Which is tricky. People don't make connections with your brand. They make connections with the people in your brand. And that's key. Think of YouTube not as a place for commercials, but for a place to connect with your customers. Okay, mistake number 2. You had a script, but no story. And I know you might be thinking, we wrote a script with a story into the video, but there's a difference. What's not a story is your company's history, your product features lists, talking about yourself, when you were founded, etc. A real story has a hero We'll talk about who that is in just a second. It centers on the customer's journey and it solves their problems. It does something for them. And so that's kind of the key thing. The hero is not your company. The hero is your customer. They are the protagonist of their own life, and your role as the business, as the company, is to be their guide, to help them along their journey. So with this in mind, you can perhaps already start to see how your marketing could shift. It goes from talking about your product, your features, your business, to the customer, their problems, their trials, solutions that help them in their journey, etc., etc. And when you start to do that, when you start to actually connect with people through the lens, they're going to put themselves into the story. When you're watching a documentary, let's say, and there's a tiger, studies show that people's heart rates will rise because their bodies will react as if they were in the video, in the movie, in the show, in the documentary. And the same thing can be true here. If you make a video that has a connection with people, that they are personally connecting to, then they're gonna go along on this journey and they're gonna feel the relief from your services before they even call. Now, another key aspect of this is we need to have a dialogue with people, not a monologue at them. Again, the megaphone. We're not shouting at them, we're trying to work with them. What do they need? What can we do? So your corporate script might have a one-way monologue about your company, but a great video serves your audience. Okay, the next big mistake, you prioritized polish over purpose. So what's the point of your video? A lot of people probably have absolutely no idea. They just see that companies have a brand video and they think that they should have one. It's the difference between accidentally having a YouTube channel and just using it to throw your videos up and actually having a community and a purpose for the channel. If you don't have a purpose, a direction, a reason for existing, you should probably just delete your channel because it's probably doing more harm than good. If you're gonna pick a purpose, I would say pick one of these three. So the first one is they go to YouTube to solve a problem. So what does this look like? I'm sure we've all done it. We're trying to fix a part on the car, change the brakes, change the oil, fix the fridge, diagnose a problem with the computer, figure out how to use an app in some way. We might Google it, or we might use the second most popular search engine, which is YouTube, to find a solution to our problem. Second thing people go to YouTube for is entertainment, obviously. There's lots of channels that will just make entertaining videos. There's no purpose besides entertainment, and that's fine. This one's a little trickier. I've seen it work with businesses, but you need to be committed to it. Lastly, learn something. I use this all the time. It kind of goes hand in hand with solving a problem, but maybe a little less direct. How to be a good entrepreneur. I absolutely eat this stuff on YouTube all the time. How to do taxes, how to light a scene, how to use color theory, how to. I learn on YouTube. This can apply definitely to your product or your service. If you're making metal parts, how to design parts ready for manufacturing. I don't know. I'm sure the gears are spinning, so you can figure this out for yourself. Now, the key is that your video probably did none of these, and it just existed. It's just there. It doesn't do anything. If this hurts, pat yourself on the back. You just found your problem. Here's the value equation for video. If you're wondering if we should spend more or less on a video, here's how the math works. It's real simple. If you've got no purpose, it's a terrible idea, you could spend thousands of dollars on it. Higher production value, it's just a multiplier of this number. 0 times 1,000 is 0. Shocker. Whereas, if you have a great idea, you're serving your actual customers, people are actually searching for this video, people actually need this video, they're gonna find it. Higher production value is gonna multiply the views, the reach, the effect, and the longevity. The key is the value you provide to people is the price you pay for their attention. People will say like, attention spans are low these days, but I think that's false to a large degree. It's missing the mark. The reality is they have high standards. And if your video is pointless, then people pick up on that and they don't want to watch it. Did you even watch your own corporate video all the way through? Did you want to share it with your mom? You know, okay, so how do we do more of this and less of that? So you need to kind of flip your creative process around. So stop asking, what do I want to say? What do we want to say? What does the business want to say? Start asking, what does our audience want to hear? What do they need to hear? What can we do to serve them? Focus on problem solving for your customers and ask questions. Ask yourself, your team, questions like, what problem can we solve the next 5 minutes for our customers? What's our most common rejection in marketing calls? Which products have really high return rates? Focus on solving people's problems. So to quickly recap before I give you one more piece of information, the 3 fatal mistakes are: you're making a commercial, not a connection. You're focused on like building a presentation and just talking to people. You made a script, not a story. You made your company the hero, not your customers. And you focused on polish, not purpose. You made the expensive slop, not the thing that'll actually help people. So here's the overall strategic shift you should make. Stop making the videos for yourself, for your team, for your boss, and start making them for your audience. Stop talking about the features of working with you, of your product, of your service, whatever. Start solving people's solutions and embrace authenticity. I had to record this video twice because the first time I recorded it, I was looking up at the monitor and I started to watch it back and I said, no, I got to talk to people, and I wasn't doing that. I was looking at myself. So stop making videos for yourself. Stop talking about your features, embrace authenticity. And when you make this fundamental change, you're going to stop creating expensive, invisible slop.